What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? And welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We are back yet again with another one. This is our fourth stream of the day, and y'all know what time it is. We are doing the 2020 predictions for the players on the Miami Dolphins. Today, we've been running through the quarterbacks. We got Josh Rosen up this time. We're going to be talking about Josh Rosen and what I project he's going to do in 2020. If you haven't checked out Ryan Fitzpatrick video yet, you got to go check that out. You got to watch that one before you watch the Tua talking about Loa video, so you'll better understand my predictions with Tua. And they'll probably be interesting to you all. So go check them out. We're trying to get 200 likes on every video we do from this point on. So punch that like button, show your love and support. Thank y'all, everybody who has already hit the like button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to give it a little bit of time, see if the notifications are being sent out. So I'm going to get started in about 20 seconds, but I'm going to check with y'all, make sure the notifications, because there is this rule with YouTube. The fourth video you do of the day, they don't usually send the notifications out. And it looks like that's holding to be true, because right now there are only 6 watching, but that's all right. We're going to move forward anyway and get it taken care of. People will get it later. But what's up, Chad? I see you in the comment section. Chad is already here watching with us. TW Bluff said, been waiting for this one. I'm excited for it. You got me nervous, not TW Bluff, because I don't know if you're going to be excited about this one, man. Josh Rosen's prediction, I don't know if you're going to be excited about it. I hope you are, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to give it away, but I don't know. We shall see. What up, Brandon? I see you, man. Say, hey, Fins family. All right, man. We're not going to waste time. We're going to dive straight in. We're going to talk about Josh Rosen. We're going to talk about the prediction, the crystal ball, what's going to happen this year. Let's find out, y'all. Let's find out. So first and foremost, we wouldn't do it any justice if we didn't talk about his 2019 season. Josh Rosen in 2019 threw for 567 passing yards. If I'm not mistaken, that was in about 2.5 games. If I'm not mistaken, that's about 2.5 games. Basically averaging, that puts him at an average of about 220 yards per game, somewhere around there, if they're just quick mental math. 2.5 games, that's about 220 yards per game. Not bad at all. He only had 13 rushing yards. We weren't asking him to be the mobile running quarterback. He's the type of pocket presence threat. And he has an arm on him. He has a cannon that you can fall in love with. The issue is his accuracy was very low at 53.2%. He only threw for 1 touchdown and 5 interceptions. But this is a clear case of where a lot of people can argue that the stats won't tell you the full story. The stats may not tell you the full story, guys. So let me give you a little background on what I know about Josh Rosen last year, okay? First of all, this is a kid that we picked up in the draft last year. Not drafted, but we traded for him during the draft, okay? We picked up Josh Rosen. If you understand the element of the trade, it's almost like we got him for free, okay? People say, oh, we used a second-round pick. You got to go look at how it went down. We made a trade with another team, I think the Saints, and all type of stuff. But when you look at everything that happened on draft day, it was almost maneuvered to get him for free, all right? Again, people are going to say, no, we wasted a second on them. That's not true. You got to go back and check. I got to remember the draft details myself, but when I broke it down, we got them for nothing almost, okay? All right, I think it equated to really like a fifth or something when it was all said and done with the other trades we made and the move up and move downs that we made to actually acquire him, all right? So we got him, and what you have to realize is he didn't do so well his first year with Arizona, but he was a rookie quarterback dealing with multiple coordinators. Just a fluid situation there. Nothing was solid. Just coming in and getting abused. One of the most sacked quarterbacks last year in the NFL. The Miami Dolphins looked at the first-round talent and decided they wanted to take a chance on him, see if they can bring him in with the new environment, new coaching staff, and see what they could do to see if they can maximize his potential, okay? We brought him in. First off, we brought him in a situation where he was already behind. Everybody on the roster, Ryan Fitzpatrick had the playbook 2 months before Josh Rosen, but we brought Josh Rosen in anyway, hoping that, he can get up to speed and be a leader and earn something, So we brought him in. There were a lot of reports out of camp that, he has the intangibles, but you can see his obvious weaknesses, delayed throws, Like maybe like he doesn't throw the receiver open, more so he throws to the open receiver. So that was a big knock on Josh Rosen. So a guy coming out of his break, let it rip, but he has that extra second before he lets it rip and allowing the defense to catch up in certain situations. Those are all things that were major concerns, and he showed glimpses of that during the season. We saw that. We saw some of those behaviors. But again, being one of the youngest quarterbacks in the NFL, even today, 2 years in the league, still being one of the young, he's like the same age as some of the guys that were drafted this year. So always keep that context in mind. Young guy that has some intangibles that you just can't let go because he can turn a corner and become something great. But based off of last year, you saw some intangibles, but you also saw where his areas of opportunities were. Then as preseason went, I'll be honest, we had a lot of biased media against Josh Rosen. But at the same token, Josh Rosen didn't give us many reasons in training camp to be optimistic about him. He was, I would honestly say that Jake Ruddock probably stood out more than Josh Rosen, and Jake Ruddock doesn't even get the shots that I personally believe he deserves. And that's why I'm not doing a video on Jake Ruddock, because he won't get the opportunity that I think he deserves, okay? But at the same token, Josh Rosen being the first round pick that he was, you got to give him every opportunity possible. So camp wasn't a failure, nor was it a success for Josh Rosen. It was a meh. It was nothing fantastic. And in order for this kid to be successful in this league, he's going to have to start producing fantastic results. Not getting better, not improving, but fantastic results. Remember I said that. Not getting better and not improving, but fantastic results in order for him to make it in this league, okay? Now, moving forward, the year starts. Who's going to start? Who's going to start? A lot of people thought Josh Rosen would start. A lot of people thought Fitzpatrick would start. At the end of the day, Ryan Fitzpatrick ended up getting the nod to start. He's the wily veteran who outplayed Josh Rosen in training camp. Not by much, but he did outplay Josh Rosen in training camp. A lot of people wanted to say, hey, it was night and day. It wasn't as night and day as people made it seem. But hey, at the end of the day, he won the starting job. But Ryan Fitzpatrick came in and bummed it up the first 2 weeks of the regular season, allowing, I'll put it like this. Josh Rosen received the biggest gift just laid right in his lap. That gift was Ryan Fitzpatrick bumming up the first 2 games of the season. You couldn't ask for a better gift. It's the same gift that Tannehill was given this year when Mariota bummed it up. The difference is Tannehill took the full advantage of it and Josh Rosen did it. And don't get me wrong, I don't want to make this a Josh Rosen bash fest, because I'm going to recognize all the elements that could have contributed to his lack of success so far in Miami. I'm not saying his lack of success, but his lack of success so far. All right. Receivers dropping the ball, still maintaining a terrible offensive line, still learning the system, which was too complex. The proof was in the pudding. All the rumors and everything came out that Chad O'Shea just wasn't able to teach these young guys this new system. It was just a bad scenario altogether. Josh Rosen with limited time with a playbook, with a coach that's trying to give him complex. I'm pretty sure that offense was even more complex than Arizona. He had been through multiple offensive coordinators and coaches. It's just a bad situation. And we can actually mark this down as a fact now instead of excuses, because Chris Greer and Brian Flores has said as much themselves about the kid, okay? All of these things were factors that contributed into his lack of success so far in Miami. But here's the thing that we cannot overlook. There's a lot that he contributed himself in the lack of his success. See, those are the things that were out of his control. You can't control the receiver dropping the ball. You can't control the O-line just playing terrible. But moments like taking a safety, trying to scramble out of the pocket instead of throwing it away, still showing that you have delayed passes that aren't thrown on time but thrown a second late. Those attributes you cannot do in a fragile moment where the team around you isn't doing what they have to do. So Josh Rosen automatically from 2019 is playing from behind. Scored 1 touchdown in 2.5 games and 5 interceptions, which is 2 interceptions per game roughly. That's 2 interceptions per game. Okay. And that's just not going to cut it in this league, even if your O-line is terrible. Tannehill didn't produce numbers like this with a terrible O-line. You know, the completion percentage was still higher, the touchdowns were higher, and the interceptions weren't even high from a ratio standpoint like this with Tannehill. So that's where the problem, and he had more rushing yards and a whole lot more passing yards. That's the thing Tannehill did. He threw that ball and made passing yards regardless of the pressure, regardless of getting sacked 50 million times. Actually, top 3 in NFL history in the first 4 seasons in passing yards. Y'all go look it up. This is a fact. Top 3 in NFL history was Peyton Manning, Ryan Tannehill, and what's his name in Atlanta? I don't know why his name just escaped me. Matt Ryan. Those are the top 3 in NFL history in the first 4 years in passing yards. Tannehill's in that number. But Rosen didn't resemble that at all. It was just a train wreck, to be honest with you all, okay? But there are reasons that contributed to him that he couldn't control, but there are also reasons that contributed to it that he could control. But one of the biggest indictments on Josh Rosen and a perception, he already came in with the perception of, above everybody, has it all, doesn't need football because he may come from a little wealth or something like that. I never get into that type of stuff. But I disregard those things. Those things don't matter to me. But in moments in practice, when you do see moments of failure, the true leaders, the best leaders, they keep their head high and they keep the train pushing on. That's something that he struggled with. So bad that Brian Flores actually had to curse him out in coverage. In practice, excuse me, I said coverage. He had to curse him out in practice. Pick your, head up. Because he's moping, and you can't be a leader amongst men doing those type of things. So those were the things that Josh Rosen, things weren't going well for him. Now, ever since then, it's a mystery. We're transitioning into the now. Everything is a mystery. Greer comes out. We gave him a list, and he's checked off all the boxes, and he's improving. Flores says the same thing, and that he will be given a fair shot and opportunity to win the job. All these things being said, now and then it's an even playing field with the playbook. Now you got a more experienced receiving core that might not be dropping the ball as much. Who knows? We don't know what we have in the O-line, but everybody assumes it definitely should be better than what it was. So there's a lot of unknowns in the Josh Rosen situation, because I am a huge advocate on players that look like they're bad being put in a great situation and all of a sudden they're above average, because I'm a huge advocate of all you need is above average at the QB position. I mean, we argue that sometimes, me and certain individuals. We argue that. But at the end of the day, I just believe it, and it's been proven so many times. But that doesn't mean it'll be proven with everyone. So the reality of Josh Rosen's situation is he's in at the bottom of the hill, and he has to get to the top. Not only get to the top, he has to go over the peak and cement himself. And that is going to be very difficult, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the grim truth. The chances are literally slim. Like, what people have to realize, he has to be perfect. The sad part about Josh Rosen is he's not going to be given true time to develop, because you'll never be able to see that true development without real game reps. He literally has to come out in training camp and become a different human on the football field in order for things to change. And those situations are slim to none. Again, at least Tannehill showed the resemblance of certain attributes in a tight situation where you could still compete in games. With Rosen, we were getting blown out 50-0, 60-3, and things like that. So again, I'm an advocate of Rosen. I'm an advocate because I love me a success story, and I do believe some people are late bloomers. So I'm optimistic. But the reality is, it's grim, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be tough. I'm rooting for the kid, though, because nothing's going to make us more happy than to be blown away by Josh Rosen come this season. but it has to happen. It has to happen first. It has to. So he's in an uphill battle. He has to fight and fight and fight. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna take it a step further. Oh, I hate this because it seems like I'm bashing the kid. I'm gonna take it a step further. He has to have another present, just gift dropped in his lap. Fitzpatrick playing trash the first 2 games was the biggest gift that Rosen could have got, and he didn't open the present. He didn't. And don't get me wrong, like I said, the offensive line and the drop passes, they tied the present real tight to where it's hard to open. But at the same token, come on, you got to do some damage to the wrapping. You got to at least be able to see through the holes of the wrapping that you tore. Oh, I think that's a this. I think that's a iPhone, or I think that's a new TV under that wrapping. You have to, and he didn't. He didn't. A whole bunch of scratches and stuff, but no holes in the package. So, listen, it's going to be tough. He needs another gift granted to him. Ryan Fitzpatrick has to come out of shape again. Tua has to come to camp looking like an average quarterback. And he has to ball the crap out. He has to ball out. That's the reality. Before I continue on Josh Rosen, my prediction for this season, tell me right now in the comment section, you think Josh Rosen's going to do it? Let's say that Ryan Fitzpatrick eating cake comes out trash like he did last year. And Tua is good, but you know what? He ain't blowing you away to the point to where you definitely start him. Can Josh Rosen earn that? Can he take the reins? Can he be the starter? Y'all let me know in the comment section right now what you think before I move forward. I just want to get a pulse from you all first, and then I'll move forward on the actual prediction of his 2020 season. So the first person that answered it said, yeah, then I will say he has the potential to do it. We just have to wait and see. I'm just really glad you're finally talking sense now, especially after declaring him our franchise quarterback after 2 throws. EM, you ain't gonna never let that go. That ain't what I said, man. 100%. Yes. Slam is all in on him. I would give him a chance. Okay, well, he's gonna get it. Anything is possible, but wouldn't bet on it. I think Josh can do it if he's really hungry. Hopefully, Josh Rosen won't be on the roster for long. I'm going to stop the comments there, and I'm just going to go into 2020, y'all. Here's my prediction for Josh Rosen in 2020. There you go. That's the prediction. That's the Josh Rosen prediction in 2020. And there's improvement in that. There's improvement there. There's improvement. But in his situation, improvement's not enough. I want y'all to look at that, soak it in, and tell me what you think. I'm going to give y'all 30 seconds to soak that in. I'm going to give y'all 30 seconds to soak that in before I start to tell you why. This isn't an indictment, biggest indictment on Josh. This isn't me bashing Josh. It's me. There's a reason why I put it this way. The odds are really stacked against him now. And when you look at everything going on right now, I'm going to explain to you all why. Flip side fishing, you're right. It is situational. This is the consistent situation that I must give. When I gave you Ryan Fitzpatrick's ceiling, I gave you Tua's ceiling, and I'm giving you Josh Rosen's ceiling. It's all situational. You finally see the light. I always saw the light. But that doesn't mean this kid can't come in, earn a starting job, play 16 games, and ball out and be the future. I'm not saying that won't happen. I'm giving you right now what odds tell you would happen. That's what I'm telling you. And thanks, JD Diesel, for bringing that up, because EM is in the comment section right now. I'm surprised he's doing okay from that beatdown from Mr. Ball game that we all knew was going to come. Only the new subscribers thought EM was actually better, but that's another conversation. EM said that's going to have to be preseason because he ain't getting no playing time in the regular season. Man, you be hating on Josh bad, boy. EM, you hate on Josh, boy. Now, see, that's real hate, all right? All right, let me explain to y'all why I have Josh Rosen's 2020 stats as such. Okay, there's a lot of situations that can go down, but this is Josh Rosen's ceiling. First of all, Josh Rosen has to beat Ryan Fitzpatrick out. Okay? He couldn't do it last year, but he got better this year. Assumed he's gotten better this year. But Ryan Fitzpatrick also earned the respect of the team. And when you earn the respect of the team, you can't just come in and take somebody's job like we talked about in the Tua video. You have to show that you're leaps and bounds better than this guy. Not only do you have to show that you're leaps and bounds better than him, he might have to actually show poor production as well. Fitzpatrick, I think, is actually excited about what he did last year. What y'all have to understand, Fitzpatrick got a little bit of notoriety last year that made him he's always been this spurty celebrity, but it made him a little likable even more. The last game beating up on the Patriots to help the Chiefs. The whole NFL recognized that. The league talked about it. They named it Fitzpatrick Day and all that crazy stuff. He was happy. He saw some success with this team. He felt like he grabbed them at the end of the season and made a lot of big plays to the point to where everybody loved him. He earned incentives that he was fighting for. He's not going to relegate just to anybody. And right now, Tua Tagovailoa is the only one, in my opinion, that has the ability to take that from him in his play. Not saying that Rosen can't, but he would actually have to shock me and shock everybody in order to do that. He would have to shock everybody. He would have to. He would have to have literally night and day, a whole new human being in his body named Josh Rosen. He would have had to. He would have had to. So, first off, who's starting the season? I still think Fitz would win the job over Rosen right now. Again, we could be shocked and killed. But I still think Fitz could win the job over Rosen. Fitz either start the season hot and end it trash, or he started trash and ended hot. We got the trash early on last year. He might start off hot this season. So it depends on what Fitz you're going to get as well. But here's the issue. Rosen's only chance to play, in my opinion, is at the beginning of the season. Because if he doesn't play game one, if Fitz starts, the replacement can't be Rosen. It has to be Tua. Fitz doesn't play 3 games and they look for another quarterback and it's not Tua. I don't see that happening. I don't see Tua going into the season 3rd on the depth chart at any point. Maybe in preseason, if they play the games, you'll see him 3rd on the depth chart. But I don't see Tua Tagovailoa 3rd on the depth chart at any point this season. That's the issue. So if Fitz start, Tua is 2nd on that depth chart. And if he's bumming it up, Tua comes in. If Tua starts, and again, if Tua starts, I don't see them taking him out. I don't see them taking him out even if he struggles, because he's your number 5 overall pick. Once she's in there, you got to work them kinks out. And if they do sit Tua, if they sat Tua because he ain't playing well, they're not going to go to Rosen next if he didn't beat everybody out from the beginning. They're going to go to the wily veteran to save the day. There's only 2 scenarios where Rosen plays even those 2.5 games to me. Number 1 scenario, an injury occur within the other 2, one of the other 2. Number 2, he has to start game 1. He has to be the one who starts game one. He has to go to camp, blow him away, get that opportunity to lose or win. He has to start game one. I couldn't see him being a replay. See, this ain't the case like last year. If Fitz is struggling in the first two games, they're not going to call on Rosen. It's Tua's time. It's his turn now. It's his turn now. It's his turn. So that's the issue. Rosen has to be another man inside of that body named Josh Rosen that's deep down inside, that never puts his head down, that commands greatness, that plays great, that leads by example, and balls the crap out. He has to. It's that simple, man. So Josh Rosen, 520 yards in 2.5 games, because his ceiling is starting at the beginning of the season. If he ain't starting at the beginning, he in trouble. 18 rushing yards, completion percent 61, which is a lot better. 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, because mistakes still will be made, I believe. But you'll see the improvement. But when you got guys on the roster like you have now, even improvement like this wouldn't be good enough. That's my take on Josh Rosen's 2020 season. My prediction. I know we got a lot of Josh Rosen fans that's going to watch this that follow the channel. Like I said before, this kid can shock us all and play 16, take us to the playoffs. But at the end of the day, at this point, we all got to be realistic and say he got to show us before we actually start believing it now. He has to prove it. At some point, we got to take the onus off of ourselves in saying what he's going to do, and he has to go out there and actually do it and give us our confidence. It's that simple. I can't live off of what he did in college, and I can't live off of all the things that hindered his development in the NFL. Even though they are relevant and they are there, can't live off of that. At some point, he has to take the reins and be able to overcome regardless, or show it. It's that simple. All right? But that's my prediction on Josh Rosen. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section. Make sure you go check out Ryan Fitzpatrick's video. Go check out Tua Tagovailoa's video. If you want to hang out with us tonight on TD's Real Talk, we're going to be talking about some great things, man. We're going to talk about relationships, politics ruining relationships. We're going to talk about a little bit more even of the prison system with incarcerations, the way the system's set up. And a lot of more other topics, man. We're going to keep it moving tonight, and we're going to have some fun. Y'all come over to TD's Real Talk. We're going to be over there tonight. And I might see y'all back over here again. But EM, man, I see you bitter in the comment section after taking that loss in Madden, man. I see you a little bitter, man. You're going to have to get over it, man. Everybody knew you were no good. But anywho, man, I can't wait for PlayStation to come out so I can show everybody tenfold. What up, Engraven? I see you in the building, homie. How you doing, man? Hopefully y'all don't see. Hey, man, we shall see, man. Glad to see you hanging out with us, man. I've been following you lately, man. I'm enjoying the content, bro. Keep going. Keep doing your thing, man. Keep doing your thing. All right, man. This is TD Fans Talk. This is our 4th one of the day. I might see y'all again. We'll see. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace.